What's up, everyone? Welcome into the Cannonballs podcast. As always, I'm one of your hosts, Dane Cannon. Co-hosting with me today is
your boy, Jake Bulls in the main window.
And guys, we're going to be continuing our series today where we go division by division, and we are going to give our preseason record predictions. We already did the AFC North. This is a series that we did last year, and I think this is one of our favorite series, so stay tuned. We're going to be doing every division before the regular season starts. Before we get into that, we do have some breaking news. And even before we get into that, Jake, I just want to ask you really quick, how are you feeling? Because if you guys missed it, Jake ate the one chip challenge for the AFC North video, which was quite interesting to say the least. How are you feeling after that?
Yeah, it wasn't that bad doing it. It was like 10 minutes of suck. And then if you guys watched last week's episode, I kind of just carried on with my life. And then probably maybe an hour and a half later, I kind of got a little bit of cramps, like maybe one or two like sharp shooting pains in my stomach. But the real pain was the following morning, if you know what I mean. I was blowing some fire out of the old release valve, if you know what I'm saying, man. It was brutal. It was not pretty. Would I recommend? I mean, if you like doing dumb, spicy challenges, sure, I do recommend it. Because honestly, even though it sucks, I kind of like the fact that we have some punishments for our takes on this. You know,
yes.
It's just, even if it's just for you, me, and a couple of our listeners, it's still fun, but it makes it more fun. Yeah.
I mean, we're adrenaline junkies. We're gambling addicts.
High rollers, baby.
High rollers only, baby. Yeah, if you guys didn't know, Jake and I lost a lot of money in Vegas the last time I went out there. Jake came out and it was a good time. It was probably one of the most fun nights I've had in a long time. But yeah, Jake and I don't gamble with this man. He's just going to keep tipping out whoever's dealing the cards, whoever's rolling the roulette table, craps, whatever it is.
Just for good luck.
But yeah, man, I'm glad that you weren't in too much pain with the one chip challenge. You know, I'm sure the Pepto-Bismol and the Tums helped a lot, which is a good call.
Yes, sir.
But guys, really quick, let's get back onto the football topic side of things. So before we get into the NFC North, where we go game by game for each team, let's talk about a specific set of news that just broke recently. DeAndre Hopkins, he was actually traded to the Tennessee Titans. And I don't know how I feel about this, to be honest.
Was he traded? I thought he was
not traded. Excuse me. Yeah, he was released. The Tennessee Titans picked him up. And it was what, a 2-year? Do you remember the details of the contract? Like 30-some million?
2-year, 26 mil guaranteed, and up to 32 mil with incentives.
Okay. Yeah. So I definitely think that this helps the Tennessee Titans because Treylon Burks was their number one wide receiver at this point in time. So D-Hop's going to come in and immediately fill that like X receiver role, that number one, kind of try and take the place of A.J. Brown. I don't think that he's going to be as good as A.J. Brown in terms of yards after contact, but D-Hop is still one of the best wide receivers in the league when he's out there, when he's healthy. But that's a big if. You know, he's getting up there in age. He's in his 30s now. And, you know, he's missed the last couple seasons, whether it's performance-enhancing drugs or injuries. So if he's out there, I think that this will definitely help Ryan Tannehill or Will Levis. It'll kind of open up the run game, which is what I was kind of scared about is with Treylon Burks being the only wide receiver, it seemed like they were going to have to rely exclusively on the run game. But now this opens up a couple possibilities. And, you know, I think that this team possibly goes from like a 7-win team to a 9-win team, maybe a 10-win team. So I think they're in the conversation of possibly making a wild card spot at this point in time.
Yeah, I have mixed feelings on this signing. You know, I like it for the Titans, to be honest. I think they desperately needed help. And you know, at one point, DeAndre Hopkins was the number one wide receiver in the NFL, in my opinion. And he instantly helps that wide receiver room. You know, he takes some pressure off the run game, like you said. He takes some pressure off the quarterbacks, the other young wide receivers, and they can learn from him. Honestly, I think this is better. I think we're forgetting that how injured the Titans were last year, and they're only what, a year removed from being the number one seed. I'm not saying they could, go out and win a Super Bowl, but if they can come back healthy, I don't know. I don't quite remember how much they've lost in free agency, but if they somehow retain a lot of those pieces from 2 years ago, and with this help, this could be a playoff team. And that's why I was saying, and I was saying last week, like I wasn't completely sold on the Jags locking down that division, and this signing makes that division, I believe, a little bit more interesting. I still think the Jags are the team to beat, but I think this gives the Titans a chance to compete a little bit more. So I like it. But on the other side of things, I thought DeAndre Hopkins wanted to sign on a legit Super Bowl contender. I guess you could call the Titans a fringe dark horse, maybe. I don't know. But I just don't really see them winning a Super Bowl this year unless they just shock the world, right? But yeah, I just don't really love it for his career, I guess. But you know what? He knows better than us. But I will say this last thing on the signing. I'm just glad he didn't go to the Chiefs or the Eagles, because that would have not been fun for either you or me, Dane.
Yeah, if he would have gone to the Chiefs, because I know that you sent me that one that meme or whatever that was
Fake
a joke.
News.
Oh man, when I first saw that, I was like, no fucking way, and I was about to be super pissed. But yeah, I think that this definitely makes the Titans more competitive. I'm kind of in the same sentiment where I don't think that they're a Super Bowl contender. But they were extremely injured. I think their defense is still going to be top 10 in the league. So anything can happen. We'll just see, because they don't necessarily, in my opinion, have the quarterback to take them to the promised land. But crazier things have happened. So moving on from the news of the week. So we are going to be covering the NFC North, and we're going to be going team by team. We're going to be doing game by game. Jake is going to pull up record predictions, so you guys are going to have a visual just to see where our kind of mindset is at. And if we're doing this, the first team that we're actually going to be covering, we're going alphabetical order, is the Chicago Bears. So Jake,
all right,
you want to pull up record predictor?
Yeah, first I just want to give some facts about some stats on the Chicago Bears last year. They had some. I mean, they beat my team, but Justin Fields kind of had somewhat of a coming out party last year, I would say. He kind of was injured, but he still showed what he can do. So I think Bears fans are kind of having a lot more hope this year than in recent years past. Like, I can't remember how much hope they've had, but last year they finished last in the division. They finished last in the NFL, but they ended up trading the first overall pick. Yeah, the number one pick. They had a record of 3-14, and they were not pretty on either side of the ball. They were 23rd in points scored, 32nd in points allowed. Overall, they were the 31st ranked team. Offense, they were ranked 23rd. Defense, they were dead last. And, one spot where they actually did shine was special teams. They were 12th. Not that a lot of people care about special teams. But as for the 2023 NFL season, we like to give you guys the strength of schedule for each team. And they're right in the middle of things. They have the 18th ranked or hardest schedule, easiest schedule, whatever you want to say, glass full, glass half empty, whatever you want to, terminology you want to say.
They're almost dead smack in the middle. So, they're right around the 500 mark. So you're going to play some good teams. You're going to play some bad teams, but this is all just contingent off of last year's records, which is kind of why strength of schedule doesn't matter too much, because there are so many off-season moves. There are so many new acquisitions, whether it's the trade, whether it's the draft. So don't take too much into account when it comes to strength of schedule. That's always been my mindset going into things. But yeah, I say we get it started. Jake, are you ready?
Yep. I will say this. I do still expect the Bears to not have a playoff season. I don't think they're going to improve drastically. I think it's still going to be a little bit longer for them to, be a 7, 8, 9 win team. But I'm excited for Justin Fields. I think he has a lot of potential, and that's what I'm most excited for the Bears. And I expect this team to finish last, but we'll get into the week one. Week one, we got the Green Bay Packers, the Aaron Rodgers-less Green Bay Packers coming to Soldier Field. Is it still Soldier Field?
Yes.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Is it? Okay, cool. One of the few not sponsored teams of big brands like that, like Heinz Field or whatever.
I think they're going to be redoing it pretty soon, though. I think that they got a new field coming in just a year or two.
Bummer. Well, maybe they'll put a roof on it. But yeah, we got the Aaron Rodgers-less Packers coming to the Bears, man. In years past, I would have maybe taken the Packers, no hesitation, but a little bit more hesitation. This is going to be Jordan Love's first game starting, or first. This is his first game as the de facto number 1 overall quarterback on the Green Bay Packers. And you know what? I think I'm going to give it to the Bears. Home field advantage.
I already wrote it down. I'm going Bears as well. And I'm of the same sentiment where it's just like, this franchise has been tormented by Aaron Rodgers. And so this crowd's going to be rowdy. That they're going to have their Bears backs. It's the first time that they've had this hope of beating the Green Bay Packers. And I feel like they're going to take a lot of anger out. And, they kind of surprised some people last year by beating the 49ers the first game of the year. I think that they do it again. I think that they win at home and start off on a hot streak. And, the media, the press, everyone's going to lose their freaking minds, be like, Justin Fields is a new hot commodity. And then we'll see where it goes from there. But yeah, I got the Bears winning this one.
All right. Week 2, we got the Bears. Wow. Okay. We got the Bears traveling to the Bucks. Dane, who do you got? Because I know who I got here.
This one's tough because I don't think Tampa Bay is going to be good at all. Personally,
Me neither.
Their offensive line is still recuperating. They don't have like a long-term solution, in my opinion, at quarterback. The defense has lost a couple key players. Shit, man. I'm actually going to go Chicago here, mostly because they're a younger team. I think that it's going to be hard to game plan for them. And I don't know, man. I think that I don't trust Chicago's defense by any means, but you're going up against one of the worst offenses of last year. And that was with Tom Brady. And now you got Baker Mayfield or someone else. So I'm going to go Chicago.
Yeah, I'm going to go the same. Both these teams are going to be at the lower end, unfortunately, for the Bears. The Bucks had their couple years of prosperity, but now they're led by Baker Mayfield. They lost a couple pieces on defense. I mean, before Tom Brady, this team was trash. And that's what the same weapons. They had Mike Evans back then. They had Chris Godwin. Different coach too. I think it's Todd Bowles? Is that his name?
Todd Bowles, yeah.
Yeah, this is his second year?
Second year as the head coach.
Yeah, so I'm taking the Bears, man. I think Justin Fields starts out hot.
I do too. And I like the way that they ended the season. Like, even though they didn't win many games near the end, they finally figured out the way to use Justin Fields. And I think that they're going to transition that into this year.
I hope so.
Moving on to the third week, we have Chicago traveling to Kansas City. I'm not going to talk too much about this one. I just think that it's a mismatch. Give me Kansas City.
Yeah, too much firepower. When you go against the greats, you usually are wrong. So give me Kansas City. Starting out the season 2-1. Week 4, We got the Broncos traveling to the Bears. Again, I think there's a lot of firepower on the opposite side of the ball, on the defensive side of the ball. Offensive side of the ball, TBD, but I'm going to have to give it to the Broncos here.
Yeah, I'm going to go Broncos as well. I think Sean Payton's just a huge upgrade over Nathaniel Hackett for a head coach position. I know that they have my boy, not my boy, but like ex-Charger offensive coordinator Joe Lombardi, but Sean Payton's going to be the one calling the plays. So if they can get this offense even remotely close to like the middle mark, and with the defense that they have, I think the Broncos take this one easily.
Yeah. This could be a rough game for the Bears. Week 5, we got the Bears traveling to Washington to face the Commanders on Thursday night. This could be a winnable game. This is going to be Sam Howell at quarterback now?
Yes. Give me Washington. I'm going Washington just because their defense, really found their stride last year. Chase Young's coming back. Hopefully he can stay healthy. Hopefully he can show why he was a first round talent. And I think Sam Howell has enough weapons. Like Terry McLaurin is going to have a breakout season if Sam Howell is who we think he is. Jahan Dotson looked promising last year. Antonio Gibson at running back, they want to utilize him more. And they had, what's his name? Brian Robinson from Alabama. I think that they have a good running attack. I think they have a good passing attack. Their O-line's pretty decent, and they have a solid defense. So, give me Washington.
Yeah, I almost want to take the Bears here. But I believe Washington is a good quarterback away from being in a playoff team. So I'm going to go Commanders as well.
I mean, they did it with Heineke. So I think that if Sam Howell can be just even a little bit better, I think that they'll be back in playoff contention.
Yeah. Week 6, we got a division matchup. Minnesota Vikings against the Chicago Bears. The Vikings are such a tough team. But I still think they're a better team than the Bears.
Yeah,
but I might think they trade, but it's hard because the Bears, there's a lot to be desired there still.
For me, it comes down to the fact that I like Minnesota's offense a lot more. Like adding Jordan Addison to Justin Jefferson.
Yeah.
Even though they lost Dalvin Cook, I think Alexander Madison will still be a good addition. I think the Minnesota Vikings defense will be a little bit better. So, I just think that it'll be a high-scoring game. I think Chicago can still run on this defense for Minnesota. But, give me the Vikings.
Yeah, I'm going to go Vikings as well. Week 7, the Raiders at the Bears. Who you got, Dane?
I think that this is a very winnable game. This isn't necessarily because I hate the Raiders, but it's more so the fact that this is a home game. They're on a losing streak. I think that Chicago can do enough against this Raiders defense, especially using Justin Fields out of pocket. Give me Chicago. I actually have them beating the Raiders, especially because they don't know what the status of Jimmy Garoppolo is. Oh my God, why am I blanking on his name? The running back, Josh Jacobs. He may not even be playing. And if he's not playing, then, this offense is going to, toilet a little bit because he was the best running back last year. And without him, you're going to have to rely heavily on the pass. Who knows who the quarterback is? So, give me Chicago.
Yeah, that is kind of breaking news as well. Today is July 17th, and the deadline to get a new contract for running backs like Saquon Barkley and Josh Jacobs is up. So they're officially on the franchise tag, and they've already both said that
neither of them have signed it.
Well, they either play on it or they don't play.
They hold out. So they hold out and they lose a lot of money.
Yeah, so we will see what happens. I kind of like this pick, Dane. The Raiders are a really iffy team for me right now. I think they could be good, but I think they have the potential to be good, but there's too many question marks right now, like in the off season. So I'm with you. I think the Bears can win this one.
For sure.
Week 8, we got the Bears traveling to LA to face the other team, the Los Angeles Chargers. I'm not going to talk too much on this one. I'm taking Chargers.
Yeah, I think that this one's actually going to be a high scoring game because the Bears are going to do a lot of things that the Chargers defense is lacking in, which is run defense. Hopefully, this run defense looks better this year. We'll see. It's TBD, but, Justin Fields, I think he could have a field day running on the Chargers defense. But I also think that, the new Kellen Moore led offense is going to score a lot of points. So I'm going to take the Chargers as well.
All right. This one is a pretty easy one. Bears traveling to New Orleans. I think the Saints are a better team than they were last year. They were a fringe playoff team. I think they upgraded at quarterback another year with what the heck is his name? What's the coach's name for New Orleans?
Oh, God. I can't remember off the top of my head.
Oh, wow. That's bad. Some football fans, huh? But I think the Saints win this one.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. Dennis Allen, Jesus Christ. I don't know
Dennis
why I
Allen,
couldn't think.
thank you.
I don't know why I couldn't think of that. But yeah, I think that the Saints have a really good defense. I think Derek Carr's an upgrade. Plus, you have Chris Olave out there who's looking like a beast. So yeah, give me the Saints.
Damn. I got the Bears at 3-7 right now, Dane. What do you got them at? 3-7?
Same.
I think we have the same. I think we have the same.
Yeah, I think we
So
have
far,
we have the exact same record and the exact same games.
All right. Oh, damn. They put the Bears on. Oh, this is the new rule. All right. If you guys didn't know, teams are subject to 2 Thursday night games, and we are seeing it first right now. The Bears have another Thursday night game against the Carolina Panthers at home, though. I think the Panthers. This one's very hard for me. I think they have a better defense. I'm not really sure about the quarterback yet. You never know. It's a rookie. I think I like Justin Fields a little bit more. But to be honest, I think I'm going to go Panthers. But, I mean, they aren't a hell of a lose. Well, no, they don't. No, they're not. No, I'm going Panthers. Yeah, I'm going Panthers.
Yeah, I'm going to go Panthers as well. I really think Frank Reich was a good hire by this team. They already had a really good running attack. They had a solid defense. I think that they're going to build up the offense a little bit more and make it more balanced with the passing attack as well. So yeah, give me the Panthers.
That's going to be a good game though. Two young
agree.
quarterbacks. I think Justin Fields is going to showcase some talent on that game. Week 11, we got the Bears traveling to Detroit.
Give me an L. I'm really high on Detroit this year. I really liked what I saw from Jared Goff in this offense last year. I think Detroit's defense is going to improve slightly. I don't think it's going to be a significant bump. But honestly, like Detroit's offense was top tier last year, and they did get better. I like the addition of Jahmyr Gibbs. I like some of the additions that they got on defense. So I'm high on Detroit. I think that they're going to be a playoff team this year.
I do too, but I think the Bears win one against Detroit.
I think that they can, but I think Detroit wins this one at home.
Yeah, Detroit always lays an egg. Jared Goff. When you're having Jared Goff as your quarterback, he's gonna lay an egg until proven otherwise. I can see him laying one either this game or the next matchup, but since it's home field advantage, I'll give it to Detroit for now. Week 12, we got the Bears traveling to Minnesota on Monday Night Football. We had the Vikings winning last time. I still think the Vikings are too much for the Bears at this point.
Yeah. For me, the Vikings usually lose one divisional game to a team that they should beat. And it's usually the Lions that get the upper hand on them at least once a year. Since this is the Bears, unfortunately, I think that Minnesota is going to be even a little bit better than they were last year because I think the defense is going to improve somewhat. And so this is the second year under Kevin O'Connell under that offense. I think that they're just going to be humming. So I still think that it's Minnesota. So they're the Chargers of the NFC. So anything can happen. But yeah, give me Minnesota.
Yeah. All right. So week 13, they got a bye. You know, if they were a playoff contender, that'd be awesome for them, but they're not. Week 14, we got the Detroit Lions traveling to Chicago. I think the Detroit Lions lay an egg here, either in the first matchup or right here, and I'm taking the Bears here.
You know what? I think I'm going to join you on the Bears winning here. It'll just give their fans something to root for. You know, they're back
Yeah.
at home. They've been on a couple of away games, so why not? It's a divisional opponent, divisional matchup. And, you know, Justin Fields, if he continues to improve, they could have a lot more wins, honestly. They could be like a 7-8 win team when it's all said and done. I don't see it happening. That's kind of like my ceiling for them.
Mm-hmm.
But I think this is definitely a winnable game. You know, division opponents, you see them twice a year. So, yeah, give me the Bears as well.
All right. I had week 15. We got the Bears traveling to Cleveland on Saturday. I already picked the Browns to beat them. I'm going to stick with it. I don't remember.
I had the Browns winning as well.
All right. So, you know, end the winning streak. They ended the losing streak and then they ended the winning streak. But week 16, we got the Arizona Cardinals traveling to Chicago. This one's pretty contingent for me. I think, you know, I don't know what Kyler Murray's health is at. I know he's going to miss the beginning of the season, but I'm expecting the Cardinals to be out of the race, out of, you know, this is going to be a throwaway year for them, I think. And I don't expect the Kyler Murray to come back. I'm going to go Bears.
So I'm actually going to go Cardinals here. The reason being, I don't know how much I buy into this, but Kyler is saying that he's expecting himself to be ready to play week 1. I don't think that's going to happen. I really don't. But I think that he's going to want to at least prove that he doesn't want to lose a starting job, because the Cardinals at this point in time are probably going to have the number 1 overall pick, at least the 2nd overall pick. So they might be able to get Caleb Williams. I think he's going to want to come back, prove something, at least show that he can still play, even if it's not for the Cardinals. So I'm going to go Cardinals here. I think it's going to be a tight one. This could honestly go either way. It's in Chicago. It's going to be cold, so they have home field advantage. The elements are on their side, but there's just something about, you know, Kyler coming back and proving himself that he's still going to be a starting caliber quarterback. So I'm going to go Cardinals.
Okay. Week 17, we got the Falcons traveling to the Bears. I guess I expect Desmond Ridder to still be the starter here. You know, the Falcons weren't a bad team, or weren't a dumpster fire last year. They were better than people
They were scrappy.
expected. Yeah, they were scrappy. They won some they lost some really close games. It's really all dependent on Desmond Ridder for me. I know the Falcons are going to want to run the rock. I think Justin Fields is going to eat this game. Damn. Yeah, I'm gonna go Bears here.
Yeah, I think I'm going to join you picking the Bears here. I think that home field advantage, you know, second to last game, they're out of playoff contention. They're not looking to be a wild card spot, but they want to end on a high note because they have a division opponent in week 18 of a team that I think might be fighting for like the last wild card spot. So yeah, give me the Bears.
All right. Week 18, we got the Bears traveling to Green Bay. You know, we had the we both had the Bears beating the Packers week 1. You know, kind of getting the best of Jordan Love. I'm gonna give this one to the Packers.
Same.
I think they just trade. I don't know what the Packers are gonna be. I really don't. So yeah, I'm gonna have the Packers winning. And I'm going to have the Bears finishing 6-11. So That is, you have them 6-11 as well?
I have them 5-12.
Oh, okay. So I have them 6-11. That's 3 more wins for me last year. So you know what? We kind of made a reel last year. I'm apologizing for Bears fans. This is somewhat of an improvement. I think this is just
They're building in the
a
right
test run.
direction,
Yeah,
but it's
yeah.
still a work in progress. Like, this is not a finished product. They're still going to have decent draft capital. They're still going to be able to build this team. I think Justin Fields in his third year will make leaps and bounds. It just is contingent on the coaching and this defense. This defense has to improve. If I see like improvement in the defense, then yeah, I'll buy in a little bit more. Maybe they'll win like 7 games. But at this point in time, I have them 5-12. I think that, it's kind of another lull in their career, their franchise. But I think that next year, depending on how Justin Fields looks this year, I think this team could be sneaky wild card-ish. Sneaky.
I think they're a couple more years removed, but we'll see. So that is our Bears predictions. What'd you have them at?
5-12. 5-12. You had them
right.
at 6-11.
All right. So, it is an improvement from last year. I think that's really all you can expect from this team as of now. If you're thinking playoffs, you're delusional. But next team on the list, Detroit Lions, baby.
So my hot take, it wasn't even necessarily a hot take, but one of my bold predictions was the Philadelphia Eagles, who weren't great the year prior, were going to be elite. And, we base this off the strength of schedule, the additions that they made, and they ended up going to the Super Bowl. I'm not saying the Detroit Lions are going to do that. I don't think that they're going to the Super Bowl, but I think that the Detroit Lions, for the first time in however many years it's been, are going back to the playoffs. I think that they're going to be a wild card team, possibly fighting for the division for the NFC North. I am that high on the Lions this year. I like what I saw last year. I think Dan Campbell's a hell of a coach. I think he's going to have this team playing with all of its heart. So I like the Lions. I'm ready to get into it.
Yeah, I like the Lions as well. I expect them to win the division. I think they're favorites to win the division. They definitely ended the season last year hot. Let's see.
Especially
they
beating
second,
Green Bay
correct?
at home. Yeah.
Yeah. So they finished the season 9-8. God damn, I didn't even know that. They were 5th in points scored. Their defense was atrocious. They were tied 28th. Overall, they're the 15th ranked team. Their offense was ranked 8th. Defense 29th. Special teams, wow, didn't know this. They were the first overall special teams, which is hilarious. And they have a pretty solid, not overly hard schedule. Their schedule is 20, the 20th hardest. So take it as you will. But let's get into it, man. I'm right there with you. I do expect the Lions to win this division, but it's the Lions, and I've seen them mess up year. I think everyone has seen the Lions mess up year and year after year. But I have hope. So let's get into it. Sorry about that. All right. Who do we got week 1, Dane?
All right. So week 1, we have the Detroit Lions. I'm super excited about this game. First game of the season. Detroit Lions traveling to Kansas City to play the Chiefs. And this is a hot take. This is a really hot take. I think that Kansas City, after winning the Super Bowl, they've won it twice in the last 4 years, whatever the hell this stat is. Kansas City isn't always the best team at the start of the season. They kind of get things going at the middle of the season towards the end. And, coming off the Super Bowl, being Super Bowl favorites, they're maybe playing the Detroit Lions, kind of overlooking them a little bit. I still think Kansas City is going to be great. However, I think Detroit has a statement to make. I think that they have a point to prove. and they come out guns blazing and they're putting the league on notice that the Detroit Lions are for real this year, give me the Detroit Lions fucking dub. First game of the year.
I like it. I'm going the other way around. Yeah, I think the Lions are going to be good this year. I just think they're going to have some rocky games like they always do. And it's the Chiefs. Like I said, when you go against greatness, you usually lose. I'm going with the Chiefs. Not for, I'm going with the Chiefs.
Got you.
Reluctantly. Man, they got a hell of a first two games. Shit. Week 2, we got the Seattle Seahawks traveling to the Detroit Lions. Man, I want the Lions to beat them. I want these Lions to smack them in the damn face.
I got Seattle winning this one. I'm going to say it. I think that Seattle's running attack is going to drain the clock. It's one of the best backs or back by committee I've seen in recent memory. Seattle's offensive line isn't the most elite, but their running backs are really, really freaking good. If Geno Smith can play anywhere near it did, where he did last year, I think this team's going to be great. Adding Jackson Smith and Jigba is going to be great. I still worry about Detroit's offense. Seattle's defense is pretty damn good too, especially with some of the additions that they made. So yeah, give me Seattle in a nail biter.
I think this is going to be a high scoring game.
I do too.
I mean, I know the Seahawks made a couple additions, pretty good additions in the draft, but they were pretty low ranked in defense last year. So were the Lions. But damn, I think I'm going to have the Lions start 0-2. I'm going to take Seahawks, unfortunately.
Okay.
Week 3. This is where the Lions get their first dub. Falcons at the Detroit Lions. This is a statement win. They're going to run up the score. They're going to be all over Desmond Ridder. Although the Falcons do have a recipe to beat the Lions. Slow down the clock, run the ball. Especially now that they have like a 3-headed monster as well. Bijan, Tyler Algier, Cordell Patterson. Man, they do have a recipe to beat the Lions, honestly. Lions have high firepower, throwing the ball. Ooh. Nah, I'm not going to do it. I'm gonna have the Lions winning this one.
I'm going Detroit as well, mostly because it's home field advantage. I do like the point that you brought up about the running game for the Falcons. That is a recipe to slow down the Lions. But I think that the Lions are going to be able to score in just a short amount of time. I think that they could score in 2 minutes if they really wanted to, because they have that high powered of an offense, in my opinion. So yeah, give me Detroit.
All right, week 4, we got a divisional matchup, first one of the season for them. We got them traveling to Lambeau on Thursday night. Again, I don't know what the Packers are going to be. I think they're going to have a better defense than last year. They had the pieces there. It just didn't really click. It's just really on the quarterback. And right now, I believe in the Detroit Lions offense more than the Packers right now. So I'm going Lions.
All right. I'm actually going Packers here. I'm going Packers here mostly because it's home field advantage. I think that they're going to split. I think that they're going to both win at home. And it's early in the season, so it's kind of hard to make an identity this early on. I think that the Lions are going to score a lot, but I think Green Bay is also going to be different because it's not Aaron Rodgers. You know, it's not going to be the same type of offense, even though it's being called by the same person. I think it's going to look different. I think that they're going to be able to utilize Jordan Love in a different way. So give me Green Bay. I think it's going to be harder to game plan early on in the season, but later on, I think Detroit will have a better handle on it.
All right. Week 5, we got the Panthers traveling to Detroit. I'm going to give this one to Detroit as well.
I'm going Detroit as well. I just think that they're a better team overall.
Week 6, they're traveling to Tampa. I'm going Detroit.
I'm going Detroit. I think this offense is way too high-powered for Tampa Bay. And I think that because Tampa Bay's offense is lackluster, to say the least, I think their defense can actually make some pretty significant plays.
So week 7, I had the Detroit Lions beating the Baltimore Ravens. What'd you have?
I had Baltimore losing as well.
All right, I'll keep it.
Yeah, I think I'm
Um,
going to stick with it. I think I'm going to have Detroit beating Baltimore. Kind of a
all
risky
right,
pick, but yeah, I'm going to keep it.
yeah. Week 8, we got the Raiders traveling to the Detroit Lions on Monday night. Yeah, I'm gonna have the Lions winning again.
I'm going to have the Lions winning as well. You know, kind of what I touched on earlier with the Chicago Bears playing the Vegas Raiders. Who knows if Josh Jacobs going to be out there? Who knows if Jimmy G is going to be out there? The offense is kind of up in the air at this point in time. Kind of unrest with Devontae Adams with the way that they want to run the offense and utilize the quarterback position. Yeah. So yeah, give me Detroit.
All right, week 9 we got a bye. Week 10 we got the Lions traveling to the other Los Angeles team, the Chargers. I'm gonna have them losing this game. I got the Chargers on this one,
This one's
but
tough.
the Chargers better be healthy, or they're gonna get their ass kicked.
This one's tough. I think this is going to be kind of like a Chargers Cleveland game, like one of the highest scoring games of the year, like whether it's like 45-40, 45-38, whatever it may be. I want to go Detroit, but a lot of this is going to come down to health. If the Chargers are healthy, I think they take it. Plus, they're at home. Detroit doesn't travel well as a fan base. So, Chargers aren't going to be getting like fucking booed at their own home stadium. Give me the Chargers.
Respect. Week 11, I had the Bears losing to the Lions, so they get back on track here. Week 12, what did you have, Dan?
I had week 11. Yeah, I had the Lions winning as well.
All right, week 12, we got the Packers traveling to the Lions on Thursday night. I think they trade. I'm taking the Packers here.
Yep, I'm taking the. Did you?
I had them winning. I had the Lions winning the first matchup. Oh, wow. The Lions are playing 2 Thursday night games as well.
Okay. Yeah, I have the Lions winning at home. So you have the Packers winning this one, right?
Yeah, I just had them swapped.
Okay.
All right. Week 13, we got the Lions traveling to the Saints. And
this one's tough. I think this is going to be a tough matchup.
I think it is too. And oh shit, sorry. And I think the Saints win. I think that defense is legit. I think Derek Carr, I don't know, gets it going for the Saints. I think I might pick the Saints to win that division, to be honest. I see a lot of people picking the Panthers. I don't really see that one, but I'm going to take the Saints here. I think they have the recipe to stop the Lions.
This one's really tough for me because the Saints have a good defense. And they're at home. It's in the dome. It's going to be loud. It's going to be rowdy. But something is pulling me towards the Lions.
Bias?
No, it's just
biases.
No, see, for me, I feel like New Orleans defense is predicated on stopping the run first. But the Lions offense, I feel like, is going to be more pass happy. That's the reason I have reservations. But I am going to give this to New Orleans. I think that, having Derek Carr in there is going to make Chris Olave go off. Alvin Kamara shouldn't be dealing with his legal issues at this point in time. The defense is solid. Give me New Orleans.
Spec. All right, week 15, we got the Denver Broncos traveling to the Detroit Lions on Saturday night. Man, they kind of have a rough last 4 games. This one's pretty tough. Another really good defense. But oh wait, no. Sorry, week 14. We
already Detroit talked about it with Chicago.
Okay, yeah, sorry about that. Week 14, I had the Bears beating the Lions.
So did I.
And then week 15, we got the Broncos traveling to Detroit on Saturday. This is gonna be a tough game for the Detroit Lions. They're gonna be. I got them at 7-6 right now. They're gonna need to win this one if they're gonna actually make a statement this season. It's gonna be a tough one, man. Jared Goff facing elite defenses has not been great. But I really don't have that much confidence in Russell Wilson as at the moment. This one's hard. Damn, I think I'm gonna go Broncos again, dude. But I had them losing 2 in a row. Actually, I had to lose them 3 in a row, so I'm gonna have them win this one.
Who did you have week 6 really quick? I'm trying to write this down on my board. Sorry. Week 6,
Lions.
You had them winning. 7
Yeah.
win. Okay. Oh, frick, man. Part of me wants to give this to Denver because of that defense, but Detroit's at home. This is probably the best record they've had going into the last quarter of the season in X amount of years. I'm going to give this to Detroit as well. I think that they get it done because, yeah, like you said, Russell Wilson is kind of a contingency. It's kind of like a wait and see. He's not being coached by Nathaniel Hackett anymore, so we'll see how well he does. But yeah, give me Detroit.
All right. Last 3 games, I have them at 8-6. That means they probably have to win at least 2 of these last 3 games to make playoffs, which I probably could change a couple of these games, honestly, but maybe not. But we'll get in. Week 16, we got the Lions traveling to Minnesota. I think these teams can easily trade. They did last year, I believe, right? Or did Minnesota win both contests?
No, they traded.
Okay.
I think.
Well,
I know the year that Detroit only won 2 games, one of their wins was against Minnesota.
All right, so I'm gonna have the Vikings winning this one, just because I think they'll trade again.
What was their first game? Oh, this is their first game. Oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna give it to Minnesota at home. I think that the home teams win here. So yeah, give me Minnesota.
All right, so it's week 17. The Lions are facing the Cowboys on Saturday night. They're scrapping for a playoff spot. They need to win this one. They need to, and I think they do. I'm taking the Lions here.
I'm taking the Lions as well, mostly because we've seen Dallas in the last quarter of the season sometimes blow games that they shouldn't. We saw it last year, so I think Detroit's more than capable. A lot of this is going to come down to health. Whether losing Kellen Moore affects this offense more than they expected. Mike McCarthy isn't like the greatest coach in the world, in my opinion. I think that he is a coach who's going to want to play it safe if they have a lead, and I think that this is going to give Detroit an opportunity to come back if they are down at halftime. So give me Detroit.
All right, week 18. I believe this game's for the division, for probably the final playoff spot. We got the Vikings traveling to the Lions. I'm going to take the Lions. I think they win the division. I'm a little bit lower on the Lions than you are. I don't think they're going to be a 12-win game, 12-win team. I think they win the division. I think they make the playoffs, but I'm just a tad lower. So yeah, I'm gonna have the Lions winning this one and beating out the Vikings.
I'm having the Lions win this one as well. And with this win, I have Detroit going 11-6.
I have them going 10-7. I think that's very respectable for the Lions, to be honest. I think both. I think I'm a little
bit more on their ceiling, kind of like right in the high for this offseason. So I think Detroit, they could finish anywhere between 9 to 11 wins. I think I'm banking really on the upside here. And I think you're kind of like dead in the middle. Like, it could be worse.
Yeah.
It could be better.
I honestly believe, though, with Jared Goff at the quarterback position, with all respect, I think this team can miss playoffs. I think they can win this division and win a playoff game, but I also think they can miss playoffs. I've seen enough of Jared Goff to see what kind of quarterback he is. I think this is a good team on offense, at least. Defense, I'm not sold yet. But I do expect them to win the division. I think they're better than the other teams. Where I could see them changing, I could see them beating the Saints. I could see them beating the Bears twice. I could even see them beating the Vikings twice. So, and then the first 2 weeks, anything could happen where they could beat the Chiefs, they could beat the Seahawks. So we'll see. But that was the Detroit Lions, folks.
All right. So just to recap, I have them going 11-6. Jake has them going 10-7. And if you think that they're going to win the division at 10-7, then you have the Vikings only winning 9 games or 10 and having less divisional wins. So this will be interesting when we go through their record. They are going to be the last team that we cover. But let's move on, Jake. Continuing on in alphabetical order with the NFC North. We are going to be talking about the Green Bay Packers. And this is a team that could exceed expectations, and this is a team that could just completely plummet, in my opinion. It's all going to rely heavily on the shoulders of Jordan Love. We'll see what he's made of. Talk out of training camp or mini camp, and the offseason is mostly that he's exceeding expectations, that he looks great. His teammates are behind him, which is great and all, but once the pads come on, how is he going to be? We've only seen him play in 2 games, and maybe one of those games he did look better, but how much better did he look? So this team is kind of up in the air. I think that they're kind of a middle of the team. I think that they're going to win some games. I think they're going to lose some games. They have a good coach in LaFleur, but how far can they go? I think that they could be a fringe wild card team, but I don't know. Let's get into it, Jake.
Yeah, I'm a little bit more hesitant to call them a fringe playoff team. I'm not really completely sold on LaFleur. I want to see him. I want to see what he can do without Aaron Rodgers. And then the pieces. I don't think the pieces on this team. How do I say it? I don't think these teams they won't guide Jordan Love. I think he has to either play. It's hard. I'm not even gonna fucking say what I want to say. I can't even articulate it, so I'm just gonna go into last year.
Just sipping that whiskey a little too hard, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, sir. All right, so last year they finished the season 8-9, barely missed out on the playoffs. They were 14th in points scored, tied 17th.
Which is surprising to me because I felt like that offense was atrocious, personally.
At times it was. There was a 3 or 4 game span where they actually looked good, but the beginning of the season was atrocious, dude. Overall, they were the 13th ranked team. They were tied for 12th on offense, defense 21st, and special teams 25th. So, nothing special. I don't think they had a special year last year by any means. And their strength of schedule. Oh man, where are they? Oh, okay. They have the 24th ranked schedule, so not too bad. Not too bad for the Packers. I think that's doable for Jordan Love. But we will see, man. We will freaking see.
So we're going to get into it. Jake's going to be pulling up the playoff predictor again. Same with the other teams. We're going to go game by game. And whenever this is set up, we will get going with week 1 for the Green Bay Packers. Green Bay going to Chicago. I think we both picked Chicago. It looks like it's already picked on your screen. Not too much to talk about. I just think that the Bears are going to come out hot. So, yeah, give me an L. Jake is giving them an L as well.
All right, week 2, we got the Packers traveling to Atlanta. I'll give them the dub here.
I'm going to give them the dub as well. I think that early in the season, anything can happen. I think this could also be a loss, but I'm feeling a dub here as well.
I think this definitely can be a loss. I just don't know, man. I don't know, but I think they're still a better team than the Falcons. Week 3, give me the. We got the Saints traveling to Green Bay, and give me the Saints. I think they're a better team.
Yeah, I got the Saints winning this one as well. I just trust Derek Carr more than I trust Jordan Love at this point in time. And I think that, Christian Watson is a great receiver on Green Bay. I'm just higher on Chris Olave personally, and I like the New Orleans Saints defense a little bit more. So yeah, give me the Saints.
Week 5, we got the Packers traveling to the Raiders on Monday night.
So really quick, you have Detroit winning week 4. I have Detroit losing week 4, just so we know. So the Packers, for me, week 4 is a dub, and for you, it's a loss.
All right. Sorry about that. Missed that one. So week 5, we got the Packers traveling to the Raiders on Monday night, back-to-back primetime games. Arguably the worst primetime games. But, whatever. The Raiders are too iffy for me. I'm going to give this one to the Packers.
Yeah, I'm going Packers as well, especially earlier in the season, like right after the first quarter of the season. We still don't know about Josh Jacobs. We don't know about Jimmy G. I think the Raiders are going to have a nasty pass rush, but other than that, their defense is lackluster to say the least, and their offense, other than Devontae Adams, TBD.
Ooh. Devontae Adams revenge game. I didn't even think about that. Let's go. All right. Week 6, we got a bye. Week 7, tough matchup. We got the Packers traveling to Denver. In Denver, I'm taking the Broncos here.
I'm taking the Broncos as well. I think this defense is going to be too much for Jordan Love.
Yeah, it's going to be a good testing game for him. Week 8, we got the Vikings at the Packers. Who do you got, Dane?
Give me the Vikings. Shit, man. Like, I want to split the division for Green Bay. Like, I want to give them one apiece.
Mm-hmm.
But for some reason, I just want to go Vikings 2-0ing them this year. Yeah, give me an L. Give me an L.
I think the Vikings are a better team still. I don't think the Packers. I think Kirk Cousins is a good quarterback. I think he's better than Jordan Love at the moment. So I'm gonna go Vikings as well.
All right. Yeah, if you guys haven't, check out Quarterback on Netflix. It's very eye-opening for Kirk Cousins. I have a newfound respect for him.
Week 9, we got the Rams traveling to Green Bay. I'll give this one to Green Bay.
Yeah, I'm going to go Green Bay as well. I just think that they're a more complete team, especially in Lambeau. It's not going to be cold by any means, but we'll see if Matthew Stafford's even the starting quarterback. It might be Stetson Bennett. I just think Green Bay at this point in time has more pieces.
Yeah. Week 10, I previously had the Steelers beating the Green Bay Packers.
So did I.
All right.
So did I.
All right. Week 11, we have, man, we are talking about your entire team's schedule.
Yeah, the Chargers are playing the entire NFC North.
Oh, and respect. All right, so we got the Chargers traveling to Green Bay. No, I think the Chargers are a better team. Again, I could say this every time I talk about the Chargers. If they're healthy, I think they're a better team. So right now they are healthy, so I'm going to go Chargers.
This one's tough for me, honestly. I think all these games are going to be tough for the Chargers in their own right. The fact that it's in Lambeau, it's a little bit past the middle of the season. It's not going to be like extremely cold, but it's going to be getting cool. Green Bay is a hostile place to play, especially for a fair weather West Coast team. I just think that the Chargers are a better team. I like Justin Herbert a lot more than Jordan Love. So, yeah, give me the Chargers.
Respect. Week 12, I had the Packers beating the Lions on Thursday night. Forget what you had.
I had the Lions winning as well. Or I had the Lions winning week 12. Excuse me.
All right. Week 13, tough one. We got the Chiefs traveling to the Packers. I'm taking the Chiefs here. This is this is getting ready for playoffs, so they're going to be in prime form.
Yeah, and the weather is not even a factor. Kansas City, they're used to playing in cold weather. And Kansas City, they have the best quarterback in probably the history of the NFL in Patrick Mahomes. I think it's just going to be Chiefs all the way.
All right. Week 14, Monday night. We got the Packers traveling to the Giants.
I think this is a good matchup, honestly. I think this will be a fun one, actually.
I think it will be a good game. Yeah, I think it'll be a good game. I think I'm gonna go Packers here. I think Jordan Love is gonna get it figured out by here. At least hopefully. I'm not like completely sold on the Giants. I know they had a special season last year. I don't know what the hell is gonna go on with Saquon. Not sold on Daniel Jones. I mean, yeah. I mean, they got some young rookies in their wide receiver room. Yeah.
I'm going to go New York here. The reason being, I don't think Saquon sits out for the whole year because he would lose out on a lot of money. And, there is incentives for him to play. Like you said, I don't like Daniel Jones either, but I also don't know much about Jordan Love. I think New York has a pretty decent defense, especially Kayvon Thibodeau. He started breaking out near the end of last year, and I think that he's going to continue that throughout this year. Also, New York did add some offensive pieces. I like Brian Dable as a head coach, and they're at home. So, yeah, give me New York.
All right. Week 15, we got the Bucks, Tampa Bay Bucks. Buccaneers traveling to the Green Bay Packers. I'm going to go Packers again. I don't think the Bucs are good.
I'm going Packers as well, especially at this point in the season. It's going to be cold, Yeah, give me Green Bay. Home field advantage. I like it.
All right. Week 16, we got the Packers traveling to Carolina. I got to give Carolina some love. I think the Panthers beat them.
Interesting,
but this one's tough. I think the Panthers are going to win some more games. They have a pretty good defense. They actually have a quarterback now, but I think the Giants are a better team than the Panthers. I think the Lions are better. No, the Giants, because I had the Packers beating the Giants.
Gotcha.
You know what? I'm going to go Packers here. I'm going to go Packers. Yeah.
I'm going Packers as well. I think that they kind of have like a late emergence and kind of put the league on notice a little bit about like the possibility of next year. And I think that it's kind of like the Chargers in a similar fashion with the first year of Justin Herbert's career. They were starting off 1-4, and then they finished the season 7-9. So they won like a majority of their later season games. I think we could see a similar story with Green Bay. I think Jordan Love, after having in almost an entire season under his belt, kind of find his progressions a little bit easier, kind of follow his reads a little bit more. And, he looked good in college. Like he was one of the top tier quarterbacks, didn't play against the best competition, but I think that he can make some strides here. So yeah, give me Green Bay.
All right. Week 17, we got the Packers traveling to the Vikings. And honestly, I'm going to have the Vikings shut out the Packers this year.
Yeah, same. I have the Vikings winning as well.
All right. And then week 18, I had the Bears closing out the season the Packers, closing out the season with a win against the Bears, finishing the season 8-9. What do you got, Matt Dane?
I have them finishing the season 7-10. So I am a little bit lower than you on the Green Bay Packers. I think that this is kind of around their range of possibilities. I think that they possibly, and this is a big possibility, or excuse me, it's a big if. I think this is like their ceiling. I think that they could be anywhere from like a 6-win team to like a 10-win team. Like it's kind of a wide range of outcomes for them. I'm more on the lower end of the spectrum when it comes to the Green Bay Packers. There's a lot to be seen. There's a lot to be proved. They don't have Aaron Rodgers anymore. It's kind of all up to Jordan Love. Like I said at the beginning of this conversation with the Green Bay Packers, if he looks good, then hell, man, they might transition kind of like they did with Brett Favre to Aaron Rodgers. We'll see. But yeah, I got them going 7-10.
Yeah, I mean, one game difference, not too crazy. I think this is where, between you and what I got, I could even see them winning 9 games. But I could see them losing. I could see them winning 5 games. It's all dependent on Jordan Love. We will see. We will freaking see. But that was the Green Bay Packers, folks.
Yeah, I think it's going to be an interesting team to watch. It's definitely going to be one of the more polarizing teams in the media's perspective and the fans' perspective, because if they come out strong, then everyone's going to be like, watch out for Jordan Love, this team's back, like Jordan Love's going to be the new Aaron Rodgers. But if he sucks, then they're going to be like, all right, we're looking for the new guy. It's going to be very polarizing. They're going to be kind of an all or nothing team, in my opinion, like the way that people view them. But I think that they're just going to be middle of the pack. I think they're going to be decent. I don't think that they're going to be great. I don't think that they're going to be terrible. I think they're going to beat some teams and lose to some teams. But yeah. So, guys, we are transitioning on to the last team of the NFC North. So we've gone Bears, Lions, Packers. Now we're going to be going on to the Minnesota Vikings. And for me, this is the only other team, in my opinion, that I think are competing for the division title this year with the Detroit Lions. Same. I mean, Minnesota, they went 13-4 last year. They were one of the weirdest teams because of their point differential. They actually had a negative point differential because the games that they did lose, they got blown out. So they actually had more points scored against them than they scored themselves. I don't think that's going to happen this year. I think that they're going to be a little bit more balanced in terms of point differential, but I don't necessarily think that they're going to have the same record that they did. We'll go game by game, but like I said at the beginning, I think that it could go either way, Detroit or Minnesota. We'll see. Jake, you ready to get into this?
Yeah, I am. I'm right there with you. I think this team competes for the division. If Detroit has some dud games, I see this team winning the division. Yeah, it's just like a 2-horse race in this division. But last year we had the Vikings winning the NFC North.
Yes, we did.
They finished the season 13-4. You were correct. They were 7th in points scored at 424. They were tied 28th, however, in points allowed, 427. So overall, they were the 4th ranked team. Wow. Did not expect that. Offense, they were 5th. And defense, they were... Defense, they were 4th?
No frickin' way. No frickin' way.
Bro, PFF has something wrong. There's
they were
no way that's possible.
24th. I could see 24th. There's no frickin' way that they were 4th.
That doesn't make sense. Like, how are you tied 28th in points allowed and then 4th in defense? That's not possible. Sorry, guys. This has to be a typo. We will get down. We will figure it out. But wow. Yeah, that just goes to show you how bad this team's defense was last year. But they have the 19th easiest schedule, right behind the Bears and right in front of the Lions. So they're all kind of around the same, strength of schedule. The Packers are the only ones with an easier schedule than them. But let's get into their Minnesota Vikings season. And if I get... Okay, there it is.
All right, let's do it. So, guys, this will be an interesting one. This is going to kind of determine who's going to win the division, in our opinion. So, moving on to the Minnesota Vikings schedule, week number 1.
Sorry.
No idea where they are.
My computer is having AIDS.
There we go. All right, so we have in week 1 Tampa Bay traveling to Minnesota to play the Vikings. I'm not going to talk too much on this one. I'm really low on Tampa. I'm higher on Minnesota, and they're at home. Minnesota usually starts the season pretty well. Give me the Vikings.
Right there with you. And it's funny, week 2, they have the Eagles on Thursday night, which is exactly what they had last year.
And they got blown out.
Yeah, they got blown out. I hope it's going to be a better game, but I think the Eagles are just too high powered right now. I think they are one of the best teams in the NFL, so I'm taking the Eagles here.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Philadelphia Bulldogs as well.
Week 3, another tough matchup. I expect the Chargers to be fully healthy at this point. I'm taking the Chargers against the Minnesota Vikings.
Fuck, man. I want to take the Chargers so bad, but they've lost the last 2 matchups to the Vikings. And so I'm actually going to go Minnesota here, but hoping that I'm wrong. I think Minnesota at home, they're a strong team. The Chargers just need an answer for Justin Jefferson because he torched them the last time that they played. If they can find a solution to Justin Jefferson, I think this team will be great. So give me Minnesota reluctantly.
All right, week 4, we got the Vikings traveling to Carolina. I'm going to go Vikings.
I'm going to go Vikings as well. I just think that they're a much more complete. I don't know necessarily if I'd say more complete team, but I think the offense is way more high powered. So give me Minnesota.
All right, week 5, tough matchup. Chiefs at the Minnesota. I'm going Chiefs. Like I said, I'm not going against the Chiefs anymore. They could go 17-0 for all I care. But yeah, I got the Chiefs here.
Give me the Vikings. I think that they're going to surprise the Chiefs because, like I said, the first half of the season, the Kansas City Chiefs, anything can happen. Shit, man, they could win the Super Bowl again. They really can. But still, I still think that there are games the Chiefs can lose. And I want to bet against them because fuck the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm tired of them winning the division. I think that this could be the year it happens. I don't think it will, but I hope that it will. So give me the Minnesota Vikings. Why not?
All right, week 6, I had the Vikings beating the Bears.
Chicago for me. Yeah, I had the Vikings winning as well.
All right, week 7, another tough matchup. Niners at the Vikings on Monday night. I'm taking the Niners.
I'm taking the Niners as well. I just think that defense is going to be too nasty for Kirk Cousins. I think Nick Bosa is going to eat.
I think everything's too nasty for the Vikings, to be honest. And that defense is atrocious. You could put Sam Darnold back there and he'll probably eat. But we'll see. Week 8, we got the Vikings. Or I picked the Vikings to beat the Packers. I picked the
Vikings as well. Yep.
All right. Oh, wow. All right. Week 9, I had the Vikings at the Falcons. I'm going to go Vikings again.
I'm going to go Vikings as well. I just think that offense is going to be too high powered. And like I keep saying, I think the Minnesota defense will be slightly better than it was last year, especially against the run. So yeah, give me the Vikings.
All right, week 10, some good matchups here. Some defense versus no defense. We got the Saints traveling to the Minnesota Vikings. I'm going to go Saints.
Damn, I thought I was going to be alone. I'm going Saints as well, actually. This is more of a gut decision. I think this game could possibly go either way. But Same. Yeah, Jake and I are both really high on the Saints defense. We've liked them for years. And I really think that Derek Carr is an improvement for this offense. So yeah, give me the Saints.
Week 11, we got the Vikings traveling to the Broncos. I think the Vikings have a problem with good defenses. And this year, wow, why is my freaking sorry guys, Jesus. My computer is just running slow right now, but I'm going to take the Broncos here again.
God damn it.
What? You got the Broncos as well?
I got the Broncos as well. All right. I think that this offense for the Broncos is going to be much better than it was last year. It's kind of hard not to be. Plus, Javonte Williams should be back. Greg Dulcich got going. I think Russell Wilson is going to be better than he was last year. He's still a good quarterback. I don't think he's elite anymore by any means, but he can't be as bad as he was last year. Jerry Jeudy should get some things going. The defense is nasty. So yeah, give me the Broncos.
All right, week 12, I had the Vikings beating the Bears on Monday night. Week 13, so what'd you have, Dane?
Yeah, I had the Vikings winning.
All right, week 13, we have a bye. Week 14, we got the Vikings traveling to the Raiders. And right now, with all the other teams, I have them 8-8. Yeah, I think the Vikings beat the Raiders.
Yeah, I'm going to go Vikings as well. I just think that they're a better team than the Raiders.
So week 15, I had the Bengals beating the Vikings on Saturday.
I had the Bengals winning as well, and I'm going to stick with that. I think that the Bengals are probably my Super Bowl pick for the AFC this year.
All right. Week 16, I had the Vikings beating the Lions.
I had the Vikings losing this. I have the Lions winning this. Oh, wait. Week 16? 15? 16? 16. No, I had the Vikings winning.
16. All right. Week 17, I had the Vikings beating the Packers.
17. Let's see. Yep, I had the Vikings winning as well.
All right. And to what I think to win the division, week 18, I have the Lions beating the Minnesota Vikings.
Yep, I think you're going to be surprised. I don't think you have them winning the division. I think you have the Vikings winning the division.
No, I have the Vikings in second.
Do you?
At 9-8. Yep, I have them at 9-8.
Oh, okay. I'm higher on the Vikings. Hold on, let me check.
One game below.
Damn, I have them both going 11-6.
Really?
Yeah.
Who do you have them beating?
Who? The Vikings?
Who do you have them beating that I don't?
So let's see. I have them winning week 3, so against the Chargers.
See, I have more faith in your team.
Yeah. I have them winning week 5 against the Chiefs.
See, you're just a little bit delusional because of your hatred of the Chiefs.
Let's see. Who else do I have them? Is that it? Yeah, because you had them 9-8, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so those are the only 2 games that I differed on. But see, it's not just the Chiefs that I'm delusional on. It's also my team. I incorporated my team because the thing is, the Chiefs don't have the number 1 defense by any means. And I honestly, genuinely think that when it comes to teams that don't have a great defense, we saw it against the Bills last year, the Vikings ended up beating the Bills, which was one of the Super Bowl picks for a lot of people. And I think it could be a very similar story against the Kansas City Chiefs because the Chiefs don't have an elite defense. They have a good defense. So with the Minnesota Vikings, I think that they're still going to have a great offense. So I think that they could easily beat the Chiefs. Not easily, but you know what I mean? It's a very possible outcome.
Yeah, I mean, any team can beat any team, but I just don't think so right there. But that is how we have the NFC North going. I have the Detroit Lions winning like I expect them to, but I have them just a little bit lower. I'm not as high. I think they're going to be a playoff team, but I don't think they're going to be. I'm going to give them one more year until I think they're elite. But I got the Lions going 10-7. I got the Vikings going 9-8, possibly getting a wild card spot, and then I got the Packers going 8-9. I think that is the most accurate one, if I'm being honest. I think the Packers being 8-9 is probably if I had a bet, I would put the Packers going 8-9. And then I have the Bears finishing 6-11. So,
yeah, so I'm of a similar mold, just molded a little bit differently. So I have Detroit and Minnesota both going 11-6. I have Green Bay going 7-10 and Chicago going 5-12. So overall, we're very similar in our record predictions, just slightly different. But yeah, I think this is going to be an interesting division. I think it is kind of up for grabs between two teams, and Green Bay could possibly sneak their way in there. Green Bay is traditionally a good franchise, so we'll see what they can do. Usually they have an off year, they usually bounce back pretty quickly. So I think this will be a good division to watch, and I'm excited. I really hope Detroit makes a good impression on the league, and I hope that they win week 1. Fuck, man, I want to see that so badly. I think it would be great for the fan base and just for the NFL in general, just seeing like a dark horse team just take down the Super Bowl champs week 1.
Yeah, I just have a hard time calling them a dark horse. I think they're almost like coming into the overhyped territory for me. I think they're going to be good. It's just like, man, you can't go against history, man. And like when you got Jared Goff and just that franchise, a cursed franchise, it's hard. But I'm hoping. If they go 15-1, or how many games are there? 17. If they go 16-1, fuck it, dude. Let's go Lions, baby. Let's ride. I don't give a damn,
baby. That's fun, man. Yeah, guys, we hope that you guys enjoyed this. We're going to continue the series, so we will be doing the AFC East next, which is one of the best divisions, in my opinion, in football. So stay tuned for that. We'll be releasing that probably sometime next week. Guys, follow us here. We got the little marks here. Like, comment, subscribe, follow us on our Instagram. You know the drill. Jake, do you have anything to add before we get out of here?
No, thanks for listening. Season's approaching, so be on the lookout. Yeah, thanks for listening, and as always, peace.